yes, you are going to attract really great people in your life, because the more you are yourself, the more you make room for creative and good connections, just really sweet and raw connections to come in, no matter what they look like. Hey, beautiful people. It's been a minute since we kicked it. Really, since I've recorded. I've been really focused on creating my life in real life. Right now, I am a little bit congested. A couple of days ago, I noticed my throat was feeling a little itchy, so I just immediately got on like just drinking my teas, you know, taking my little herbal supplements, like going extra hard. And I actually feel pretty decent. I realized if I wouldn't have been taking care of myself the way I did, it could have possibly been worse, because congestion, it really it lasts a couple of days, but it's just only been 2 days of congestion for me, and I think that I'm gonna come out on the other side really strong. But right now I'm doing a puzzle, and I just want to chat. I just want to be regular. Like, I was going back on my YouTube videos, going back and looking at my old videos, and I just liked how I was just showing up. I like how I was just showing up as I was. I wasn't trying to be anything. I just can see my genuine spirit in the videos, and I feel like throughout the years, the progress of me looking at all of my YouTube videos until now, I can tell the times when I was trying to become something, like the definition of something, to feel more secure within myself. And now I feel like I'm slowly pulling away from that and being okay with just being. So right now I'm literally doing a puzzle, because I just feel like tapping into doing things that you normally wouldn't do, or things that you used to do, really gives you this sense of not feeling the need to be anything or do anything, but just to be here and present. And solving this puzzle piece really just feels really metaphoric to life. I feel like my life is just a big puzzle piece, and like, yeah, when I'm done with the puzzle, I'm going to be really excited, but the joy is really in creating the puzzle, like putting it together. This is 1,000 puzzle pieces. This is 1,000 puzzle pieces, and I actually got it earlier this year in the springtime. And I'm just getting around to doing it, so that really says a lot about me and how I had been putting off. But I actually started, I want to say like 2 months ago, and I was only able to get like this part. I did the words part because, you know, the words, that's so easy to put together. And now I'm coming back because I realized how peaceful doing this puzzle was. It's not a boring activity at all. It's really peaceful, and it gives me time to just spend time with myself outside of the realms of being overproductive, but really just giving my creative brain some room to play. So what's really been up with me ever since I made my last video about I'm choosing the creative life? Well, since then, I finally got honest with myself and realized that I don't want to be in school, and that the part of the reason why I went back to school was so I can, I felt like I was mature enough to make the decision of not wanting to be in school, because the first time it was just told that I had to go, so I went out of obligation, and this time I went because I felt like I was able to make the choice to go back. So I'm not disappointed in my choosing to go back again. What I was really more so, I don't want to say the word disappointed. I think it was just like, there's always so many moments in my life where I realized that trusting myself was the best thing that I could have done. And then I went back on it just to like swoop it back around, just to see like, was that really what I should have did? And then at the end of it, I realized that it was absolutely what I should have been doing. I shouldn't have been I shouldn't have gone back because I was right to leave the first time. I was right to leave the first time. And I left because I just realized that I was still trying to put myself in this box of being like this one thing. And I was using the excuse that it's going to be my 30-something-year-old career. Like, I'm not going to start doing it until I'm 30-something. So I was using that as an excuse to like do it while also doing creative things. But then I realized that the problem here was that school is time consuming, and I wasn't willing to dedicate my time to something that I absolutely did not want to do. I wasn't really willing to dedicate my time to that. And I know that doing schoolwork actually was sucking the life out of me and taking away from what I actually wanted to do, from doing things that I actually love. And now that's my only focus, like just wholeheartedly doing things that I love and making space for that in my life, not just doing things out of obligations, because at the end of the day, going to school was a beautiful, beautiful thing. It was beautiful, but it just wasn't for me. And it was a hindrance to my spirit, really. And I was lying to myself because I'm really good at lying to myself. I'm really good at lying in general, but I don't lie a lot because I feel like as you lie, it really eats away at who you are. So I don't lie a lot, but I am good at lying. I will just admit that wholeheartedly. And that's just part of my shadow aspect of myself. Like, I think that I'm a really good liar, and I'm not afraid to admit that because I accept that part of myself, but I actively choose not to lie. So when I realized that I was lying to myself and I didn't really like how I was feeling, I'm like, the more I lie to myself, the further away that I am from who I should be or what feels good to me. I'm just kind of hindering my life here. So I got honest about that, and now I'm not in school. I actually have to finish the semester, but I'm not going back to school after this. And I'm just going to be focused on doing what I always wanted to do, and that was just living a life that is me, like living a life and making money from being myself. So I remember I used to always say that like it was just this distant dream, like there was some, like I just couldn't do that. Like I just want to make money from being myself. Like I don't want to just be because I'm doing this or because I'm doing that. Like I've clocked in at this job, and now I am going to be starting my wellness business. So many businesses that I've had in mind, but starting my wellness business. I'm a meditation teacher, and I really just want to really help people to shift their consciousness. And just using meditation as a tool to do that has really helped me transform my life in tremendous ways. And that's what I want to do with my time. I want to focus on building that up and just attracting my ideal orb, like my ideal energy space, my ideal vibe of like the type of people that I want to work with. People who are obviously, wanting to make that change in their life. So that's what I've been working on as of lately. I've been working on that, literally pursuing the creative life that I was talking about, and just not getting out of the mindset that creativity could never make me money, because thinking that being creative can never make you money is one of the biggest lies. And I think that it's just so hindering to people who actually are really talented, because they kind of put it on the back burner because of the belief that being creative is just for fun, and it's not going to make you money. But when I look around and I see all the people who are making money from being themselves, who are living a life of fulfillment and joy from creativity, the thing that I say is, why can't it be me? And you have to think that way when it comes to your life. If they're doing it, why not me? Like I can do it too. And you have to have that almost kind of playful energy around everything that you do, because playful energy is I can, I want, I have. You ever notice like a child just does? They don't really feel the need to explain why they're doing something until someone, the adults, come and question them. So I've really just been really getting more in touch with creative energy as it relates to just being fun and being playful and being lighthearted and connecting with the child in me. And that's one reason why I'm doing this puzzle, because this puzzle is not going to really require nothing out of me. This puzzle just requires me to be here and to enjoy doing it. It's not asking me to complete 10 pieces of the puzzle by 5 p.m. or finish the whole puzzle by tomorrow. It's not really making me feel like this is an obligation. It's something that helps me to exercise my choice in my willpower and my choice in the matter. And I feel really good right now. I'm sorting the puzzle out because it's so big, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of overwhelmed by it. But then that's when I have to tell myself, Tiana, you don't have any, you don't have to do this by like tomorrow. Like, you can keep coming back to this puzzle again and again and again until you get it. And that's where the beauty lies. And I love that. I love that for me. I love that. So that's what we're doing. We're doing this puzzle. Just happened to creativity. And I'm actually reading The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And listen, that book is the book that I never knew that I needed in my life as just somebody who does identify as a creative being. I feel like she talks about the creative being and also the shadow artist, the person who is like an artist but doesn't know. And I think that most of my life, I kind of identify with that shadow artist side because I wasn't really giving myself the permission to just be like, you know what? I just like creating things and this is just what I want to do. So I was always just kind of sitting in the shadows of creativity. And now I'm not. I'm allowing myself to just be creative in everything that I do. Even the things that I'm doing for my business, when I'm doing them, I really approach them as this thing that is obviously, you know, for the business, but I look at it in a way of creativity. Like, I'm communicating with the world, like, what do you want me to create and how can we create it together? So now when I'm creating, like right now I'm doing a meditation guide. When I go to create the meditation guide, I look at it as something that is business, but I also allow myself to have like free flow and be fluid in creating it instead of feeling like I have to meet such rigid deadline, which would totally suck out the fun. It's like, it's okay for me to set the deadline, like, okay, I'm gonna finish doing this by November 1st, but still don't stress myself out in doing it. Like, really just incorporating relaxation and peace while I'm creating, because I think that actually helps the creative process flow a little bit smoother. When we start to get all logical and brainy when we're creating, it really just takes the fun out of it, and that's what I'm realizing. And in the book, I was thinking, there was this quote, I can't remember who it was by, but the quote it basically said this. I can't remember the exact wording, but this is what it said. It said that we look at the negative things as unrealistic. I mean, we look at the negative things in life as realistic and the positive things as unrealistic. And that really hit me. That really was, it was so simple, but I really believe that, because the minute that somebody is expressing positivity or doing something that's lighthearted, like me even making this video talking about like I'm quitting school because I want to just be myself and I just want to, I don't want to do that. That can be seen as like negative. Although it's a positive experience, it can be seen as unrealistic, which means that it's just well, I kind of messed that up, but it's positive, so it's also unrealistic, because the most realistic thing, right, is to like go get in school now, finish the school, you gotta do that. That's more important than all. So yeah, that's what I mean by that. So do you, I urge you to just play a little bit more. One of the things that really bothers me when I talk to my friends and they say that they don't have time to do things that they love it really bothers me, because that means that the way of the world is getting in the way of you. It means that you feel like this undenying obligation to show up for the world more than you feel like you have to show up for yourself. And I think for me, I've also been doing some money work, mindset work, you know. With the whole meditation teacher thing is so fitting for who I am, because I'm such a person who was always focusing on how can I shift my mindset. So meditation isn't really all about the mind. It's also about incorporating those things into the body in applied action, you know, embodiment. But anyway, when my friends say that they don't have time to do what they love, it really makes me sad, because I feel like they are giving the obligation to the world is so heavy that they don't realize that they actually have a choice in the matter. And it all really comes back to mindset. Like for me, I know I was really operating out of a space of lack for a very long time with money. And because I was operating out of a space of lack every time with money, I basically was like, I would be damn near like killing myself to make sure that I'm going to work to have money. And I don't do that anymore. I actually was supposed to be working the next couple of days. I was supposed to be getting off tomorrow from my trip. But when I woke up Sunday, my body felt a little bit off. And I'm so proud of myself, because in the past, I would have completely ignored how my body felt, and I would have went to work out of obligation for making money. Like, I just have to make it. If I'm not there to make it, it's not going to come to me. But that's so not true. I've actually seen money come to me in random ways within the past couple of 2 weeks. Granted, I was at work. And people were giving me $20 tips. But it's like, I just think that was so funny that the money was coming to me random like that, even though it was $20. I got into my PayPal account and I had a random $10 in my account. And the beauty of that is that you don't see, it's easy for me to say, oh, it was just $10 and it was just $20, versus saying like, I might be onto something. Money is actually very attractive to me. So now that I've shifted my mindset around money, it is just so much easier for me to be okay with saying, you know what, I can't go to work. And I recognize that that's not everybody's situation, but I speak from my perspective. I always speak from my perspective. And as someone who is typically like the peacemaker, and being a peacemaker also feels like you're a people pleaser. And I think that's something that I've also struggled with, is that I'm typically a peacemaker, which adds in the feelings of people pleasing, because you want everyone to like you. But now I don't care. I've decided to just, I don't care. Like, you know, it's not like I don't care, like F it, but it's like I can't let it affect me type of I don't care, because you just got to do you. So I know that's not everybody's reality. I just made a batch. Of half a sneeze. I'm pretty sure I'm sneezing because the door is open. But I need fresh air. I want fresh air, so I'm keeping the door open, sneezy or not. But yeah, I just made a piece. Okay, I just... feelings of joy just from that. That was so simple. But yeah, I know that it's everything is so much easier said than done, but I feel like even that quote, that line comes from the fact that we are all tiptoeing around the fact that things are a little bit more easier than we're saying, like the easier said than done thing. I think that's a line that we say for people, so people can feel good about the fact that they aren't doing it. I'm not going to underestimate the challenges that comes with like reframing your mindset and redefining things for yourself. I'm not underestimating that part, but I do think that once you get into it, you realize that it is easier than it is easier once you get on that journey of it. In the beginning, you just always want to result back to the way of thinking that feels safe and feels really good for you. But soon you come to realize that it is definitely easier said than done. Look guys, I just got another piece, 3 in a row, 3 pieces. So that's what I've been doing. Just living my life, shifting my mindset and not being so defined by my old beliefs where I'm becoming, like I'm creating a hindrance to this timeline, to the timeline that I'm currently in, because I realized like one of the things that I just, everybody loves feelings of joy, but people don't really let themselves feel that. And for me, I think that I let myself feel it a lot. And I think that's because like my fifth house is ruled by, I think I want to say Leo. I'm just like, January, February, March, April, May. No. I mean, Aries, Taurus, Cancer. Oh, Aries. No. I'm like, Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Gemini, Leo. Yeah, Leo. So Leo energy is very playful, and I have like the sun sitting there. I have the moon sitting there. I have something else sitting there too. But I just want to fucking have fun. I just want to play. And growing up has made me really lose that sense of playfulness that was like really always inside of me. And I see that now, and I'm not willing to sacrifice the fact that I love to play just so I can be an adult. Like, no, I'm going to be a playful adult. And I'm not going to let my conditioning and the way that I thought that things should be get in the way of my life any longer. Like, I just really refuse. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing with my meditation business. Just really helping people to tap into that higher consciousness just for the day-to-day living, because it all starts with the day-to-day things. You know, nobody's saying that you're just going to become this person who has just a new mindset overnight. I realize that it really starts in the day-to-day things, and our inability to appreciate the day-to-day things, our inability to do things day by day really hinders us, because we're always willing to go from A. We just want to go from A to freaking Z. We want to go from A to Z, but not recognizing that A to C, A to B is just significant process. Like, why am I so happy that I got 3 pieces? Because first of all, this puzzle is definitely going to be a challenge. Remember, this is the image that I'm working on. It's going to be a challenge, but I'm here for it. I'm freaking here for it. I don't need to get to Z. I just need to be okay with the process that's going on now. But, okay, let me put the picture on the table because I need to see. I know that this is not all the pieces for this flower, because it's like 3 blue flowers that I'm working on right now, because that seems really easy. It's just because blue, there's only like one blue thing, and I had to do things the way that my brain wanted me to do them. Like, this is me using my brain right now. I'm like, okay, this one is way too big. It's just a lot of pieces right now. It's gonna be too much. This has 2 oranges, so I'm gonna get confused with the oranges. And there's also 2 pink things. I mean, that's small, but there's a big difference with the puzzle, and it's like yellow and green is everywhere. So I think doing the blue really helps my mind at ease right now. It's making me feel okay. But I've been just doing more creative stuff, and I owe that to like the artist way. I owe that to just so many different things, honestly. I owe that to me just wanting to just tap back into being absolutely nothing, releasing myself from the shackles of titles. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a this, I'm a that. Just really just saying, you know what? I'm not really nothing right now. I'm equivalent to this water with this orange. That's what I'm equivalent to. And seeing myself in that way has been really, really fun. No matter how crazy it may seem, I'm enjoying it. But I'm also not on social media right now because I really just want to focus on bringing my business to life. Oh my God, I just got another piece. I want to focus on bringing my business to life because that's important to me, and I can't really focus on bringing my business to life if I'm always scrolling trying to see what the next person is doing on Instagram. And it's not that point, it's not time for that right now in my life where I'm like, you know, just on there looking. That's not it's not the time for that. Right now is the time where I'm like gathering everything, seeing what works, seeing how things feel for me, and then moving forward. Like right now I'm in the process of getting a logo created because I feel like the logo is really going to help me to move in a direction that feels good. Like a direction that feels good. Like I love Canva. Canva's my girl, but I wanted my own logo, like a logo that was created for me, a logo that really signifies what I'm trying to do with what I'm trying to do, you know? So I've been taking a break from that because I also feel like getting on social media really just be making you feel like you gotta have something that you don't. Like one of the big things for me this season was friendships. Like October, it's still October, but Virgo season was freaking amazing because I wasn't like drinking. I was being really disciplined. I was getting organized with myself. And I think that Virgo season actually is the foundation that really helped me to become, or it was the foundation that helped me to unbecome and just be right here. But when Libra season came, you know, Libra season, all about the relationships and the partnerships. And I was really freaking down. I was freaking down because I've been in a relationship for three years now. And I'm very proud of that, by the way. I'm very proud of that, by the way. But I was down because I don't want my romantic relationship with my boyfriend, my guy, my partner, to be the only fulfilling relationship in my life right now. And that's how I feel. That's why I was sad, because I'm just such a friend person. And I feel like I need the connection and the connectivity. And because all of my friends, we're all on different pages in our lives, it's so hard for us to just get together. And it really makes me sad because I just want to see them. Like, one of them is out the country in med school. First of all, I was supposed to be going to see her while I was, but then I got sick. So, but yeah, it's just like everybody's lives are so different now. And I absolutely believe the fact that we are all busy, quote unquote. I think that we're all busy, but I also think that we use that as an excuse too much to not create relationships. To not reach out to people, to not text people back. And I think that it's getting really, really sad at this point. It's like now you're using that as an excuse too much, because whether you believe it or not, we're not just here to just work ourselves to the bone. We're also here to like really create. I've been playing around with this puzzle for a while now, by the way. I need a new match. We're also here to just create relationships and friendships and bonds. And I also believe that everybody is really scarred. They're really scarred from the person who messed them over last time. So we're unwilling to really just open up and allow ourselves. We don't want to hurt again. So why would we purposely go out the way to receive hurt? That's how a lot of us really approach creating relationships with new people. We don't want to be hurt again. So we're like, I'm just going to sit over here in the corner and not talk to anyone. That's just like the woman who wants a man, but she never goes outside, that she's always in the house, but she says she wants to date. That's what it is. It's like the person who says they want a friend, but they're not willing to try. So I've been willing to try. I think I was scared in my own right, because I think my problem is that because I run across people who aren't willing to just be, let's see. I think in a way I was scared too. Because I don't think that any past things that have happened in my friendships have scarred me a lot, because I haven't really had like a lot of friendship trials and tribulations. But I think what scares me is that I see the inability to open up to people and to be okay with it. And I'm so focused on like having those heart-centered conversations and those heart-centered connections, is that I realize that a lot of people aren't operating from their heart space. So it really feels like connecting with someone on that level will be hard, because if people aren't operating from their heart space, they can't give what they don't have. If they don't see themselves as just that eternal love that is within them, then they can't really give it out. So I think that my problem is that I often am wanting something from people that they just can't give. And I feel like I tend to attract those type of people in my life. I don't know if I do it on purpose because I feel like I am attracting the people who need guidance. I don't know if that's something that I'm just really good at because I'm, you know, somebody who just be talking and just be going on and carrying on. I don't know if that's the reason. I just attract people like that because in a way that I'm a teacher. You know, we're all teachers in some type of way. You know, identifying with the teacher archetype has also been a challenge for me, because if I am like essentially a teacher, someone who has some type of wisdom to give, like I said, we're all teachers in our own way. That will require me to trust in my own voice and to trust in the message that I have to say. And oftentimes I have not trusted my own voice. So it's just like this whole big mirroring effect that's going on. And I was really feeling very down about that at the tiptoe of Libra season. And now that Libra season is over with, I feel like I came out it on the other side a little bit more like, okay, I got this. You got this. You are going to attract really great people in your life, because the more you are yourself, the more you make room for creative and good connections, just really sweet and raw connections to come in, no matter what they look like, and not getting too caught up on what they look like, but really focusing on the feeling. I'm doing okay. So that's also been like the dilemma in my life, where I just realized, like, I'm 26 years old now. I'm not the freaking 18-year-old or 19-year-old that I was. And I want to meet people that really can get to know this 26-year-old me. And even I want my friends to know this 26-year-old me. You know, once we know people, we get so caught up on who we think that they are that we don't really give them an opportunity to grow. And I'm not saying that any of my friendships feel like this. It's just that, like, we just don't live next to each other. So the experiencing of each other feels like really, I don't know. It feels like it's there, but not really. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I am still trying to get some puzzle pieces going with these flowers here, you know? Okay. So once I get away from like feeling I have to do all these weird things to be seen as important, I start accessing parts of me that were always there, but just needed a little bit more assistance with coming out. You know, completing this blue part is actually a little bit harder than I think, because it's like, they're all blue. It's like it's trial and error. You gotta put a million pieces in there just to be like, is this the one? Is this the one? Okay, so I'm looking for a piece that's going to be, it's going to be blue, and it's going to have like a side piece to it. So blue and it's a side piece. Okay, maybe, no, this is not it. Blue and a side piece. Blue and a side piece. Blue and a side piece. Okay, maybe this is it. No, that's not it. It's kind of close to it though. It's close to it. I'm looking for a piece that's similar to this one. That's what I'm looking for. So it's gonna be two on the side. Okay, I think I found it. No, that's not it. That's not it. Okay, the TV is so funny with these different ads. So I'm gonna make, I feel like, I'm gonna do more of these, and then I don't because I get scared. I'm gonna do more chit-chatty videos like this, just coming on and chopping it up and not really creating expectations around what it all should look like. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Be your best creative selves. Loosen up, relax. Don't take life too serious, because I don't think it's meant to be serious. It's actually kind of boring and stressful when it's too serious. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon.